Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. We're back with another video, right? We have One Piece chapter 1074 titled Mark 3. And also, if you're wondering why I'm kind of like semi dressed up, not really, it's like business casual. I just got off work, right? And the chapter is here, so I've read it. We're going to get into it. The cover page, we have Caesar, Judge, and Queen. They are fighting. You know, they all have different ideals, and they don't get along with each other. They all want to be the best, all want to be the smartest, and all want to have the best technology. Well, we all know Vegapunk is definitely that person. But I thought it was cool to introduce them. So let's get into the chapter. We start out with a PX3, well, PX-3, number 41, and it's attacking the Marines that were there with CP0, and it had like a shield. I thought it was like jelly or something. It's a little bit hard to tell originally because, well, it's a manga panel and they're still, but they're going against them, and it's like, well, this is the new version of the Pacifista, the Mark III, right? PX3. And so these people are strong. They're stronger than what was displayed at the Summit War. So Luffy and I guess you could say other pirates with 300 or, you know, at least over 100, anywhere I say 100 to probably 3, maybe 350 million berries, they struggled against the ones there. So these people are stronger now. And Vegapunk, he created a bubble shield that, you know, when they shot, you know, he just used the bubble and it blocked the attack. So I just want to mention Vegapunk, for like, I understand that he went to the Marines because they had money, you know, to fund his research, but at the same time he went to the Marines and like he's helping him, but he doesn't really believe in their ideals. But the different things that he's done, you know, created different weapons, you know, recreating devil fruits, creating the pacifistas, and creating the seraphims as well. He's helped the Navy out a lot for him not necessarily going with their ideals. And so does that make Vegapunk a good person? Make him a bad person? Does it make him selfish, right? I may do a video about him in the future, but I just thought that was something that was really interesting. We also have Sentomaru. He is alive, right? One Piece don't kill off people like that, and you know, I figure he was still alive, but he's very wounded, and you know, the Navy is hitting him up. They're like, yo, Sentomaru, like, you know, what's going on Egghead Highland? You know, they're like, oh, well, I guess they don't know that I'm traitor yet. And he remembers his conversation with Luffy talking about, yo, are you gonna bring Vegapunk back? Are you gonna take him with you and get him away from here so he doesn't die? And he's like, yeah. So he's like, all Mark III units, your order is to protect Straw Hat Luffy and assist him in bringing Vegapunk to, well, escaping the island. And I think that's really cool, right? Because we got the Seraphims on our side, we got the Mark IIIs, we got the Straw Hats, and with Kizaru and I forget his name, but one of the Grand Elders or the 5 Elders, they're pulling up as well. They got a whole warship. So, you know, especially what happened at the end of the chapter, it's really going to be something crazy, well, at least a crazy conclusion for this arc. I also find it funny how Luffy, when he was looking for Vegapunk, he said he's exhausted, right? He ran all the way around the island looking for him, or the facility looking for him, and one of the passive Vegapunk was like, yo, you know, I see Boney, right, on this monitor, and not Vegapunk. And Luffy's like, what? He said, I did all this running for nothing, right? I just find that funny. Also, we see Zoro and Brook, they got updated gear where Zoro looks dripped out. I'm not gonna lie, Zoro stays looking dripped out in each and every arc. But I want to mention something, right? I'm at the point where, because if you guys did not know, Zoro is my favorite character in One Piece, my favorite anime character of all time. Why? Because he's cool, alright? There's no other reason behind that. But I love Sanji as well. I'm not one of those fans that, you know, just because I like Zoro, I trash Sanji. No, Whole Cake Island specifically, that moment when Sanji went against Luffy, that's my favorite moment in the series. But Sanji gets the short end of the stick. Now, don't get me wrong, like, we all like Hawaiian shirts and all that. Well, some people do, some people don't. I think they're cool, right? I don't wear them, but, you know, I think some people can rock it. But I feel like Zoro looks like a badass, right, in his drip, and Sanji kind of looks a little lame in his, and Oda just stay doing him dirty. You know, it just sucks. But the goal of the Straw Hats here, they're all here together. They are going to, some of them are going to look for Vegapunk. I also found it funny when Zoro's like, I'm gonna look for him. You know, it's because Sanji, he wanted to go with Stussy, right? And then when Zoro said that, Sanji's like, whoa, you stay here, because guess what? And when we find him, then who's gonna look for you? Chopper's like, yeah, you stay here. Robin's like, yeah, you stay here as well. Zoro's like, what? But some of them are going to go look for Vegapunk, and also one of the paths of Vegapunk, they're trying to find Stella 1 and and all of that, and the others are going to be there trying to, specifically I think Ashaka, I don't remember, is going to try to fix the dome so they can escape. I also love seeing Zoro and Luffy just chilling on the couch, seeing the people of Luffy and Kaku, those, even though they didn't technically defeat him, but at the same time they weren't going to lose, they're there defeated, and they're kind of over him. It's like, yeah, I'm him. And I just love that because how much at Enies Lobby, how much they struggled against him, and now like we see him here, and it really wasn't much effort for them. Now we see Kuma, and Kuma is a character who may do a video about him as well. I might have to wait a couple of chapters, because what happened in this, Bonnie, she was looking at Kuma's memories, and Kuma has suffered a lot. We know that he recently was experimented on for Vegapunk, and also went and became a celestial dragon slave, right? And so Kuma in this flashback, he is getting beat up. They're like, yo, if you don't get back, then they'll kill the rest of us. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I don't want to go back. And he's like, I don't want to go back. And Bonnie's watching her father, a young Kuma, just getting beat up. They're sitting here, going away, just beating on him, right? And it's horrible. He's bleeding, he's crying, and like, can somebody save me? He's like, it hurts. He's like, he doesn't want to go back. He's apologizing. So I don't know who these are. It doesn't look like celestial dragons, but whatever Kuma's race is, it looks like these people are, I don't remember if they disclosed of his race, but they definitely are. Kuma was probably maybe the strongest of all of them, or like somebody's slave, or like I know he was a king, but I really don't understand why they're beating him up at this early stage, and we don't get that reveal this chapter. We might get it in the future. And Kuma, he's struggling, climbing the red line. Bonnie, she wants to understand her father more. She's like, yo, she backed out because it was too much for her to handle, but she was like, well, my father went through a lot. If I want to have strong resolve, then I'm going to have to accept this. And she goes back in trying to look at his memories again. Then we cut to Morgan's, right? And Morgan's big news, he spreads everything, and he's like, yo, the world government, they're trying to assassinate Vegapunk. And he's like, well, everybody loves him for what he's done. It's like Ohara all over again. A genius mind is getting taken out. And so he also is like, Strawhats Luffy on the stream. So he, Morgan's is all about entertainment, all about the importance of giving people a show, giving people something they really want to read. And he's like, the headline is Straw Hat Luffy, takes Vegapunk hostage, and there's a Navy versus Emperor thing going on, a skirmish at Egghead Highland. And then somebody's like, that's outrageous. I'm like, well, who the hell is talking? Guess who we see? I'm thinking she's with Sabo. No, it's Vivi and Warble, but Vivi, she's there. I'm like, what the heck is she doing here? And Vivi's like, Luffy wouldn't do anything like that. And obviously she knows that because she is was an honorary member of the Strawhats, her and Karoo. And so it's like, she has utmost faith in Luffy. And Vivi looks beautiful. She looks bad. Happy that she's alive. Happy that she's here. But I'm surprised she's not with Sabo as well. And, the stuff with Cobra, which I want to mention, he was like, Morgan was all like, the entertainment industry, or, my job is to make stuff entertainment, or entertaining. So he's like, it's not really, I don't really care what I do, right? I don't care if it's true or not. And he was like, well, for someone that was crying, who would bawl her eyes out yesterday, you're talking the talk. And I'm like, well, because Morgan's, I wonder if, because I don't think Cobra is dead, but I wonder if the way that he worded it, did he write that Cobra was dead, and the whole stuff with Sabo going against the revolutionaries versus the admirals, did he write that because he talked about how he wants to make stuff entertaining? So did he do something like that and then told Vivi, that he's actually not dead? That's just a question that I have. But honestly, I don't really know why Warple's here, or if anything, he's not really important. But I really wonder why Morgan's is, doing all this. And, I know he wants views, well, not really views, but people, to know him and praise him. And, he likes to entertain and do all that stuff. But still, like, him and Vivi, why is she here? What is she important? Because she's the princess of Alabasta. So it's like, I mean, I get that that's important, but, you know what I mean? Like what correlation they have with each other, and what is he gonna do in the future? But let me know how you guys feel about this chapter in the comment section below. A lot of reveals, pretty happy about that. I don't believe there shouldn't be a break next week, so I will be back. Well, I mean, I'm still gonna be posting other videos, but I'll be back with another chapter review next week. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new one. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. So on the screen in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.